But what we need to talk to Merce about now is what happened at the Emirates today.
Arsenal were left stunned and furious on a dramatic Champions League night after VAR denied what looked like a stonewall penalty in their clash against Atletico Madrid, an incident that has now become the major talking point across the football world. The match, which had been balanced on a knife's edge, erupted in controversy when Victor Gyökeres was brought down inside the box by Atletico captain Koke, yet the referee waved play on and VAR astonishingly refused to intervene. It all unfolded in the second half when Arsenal were pushing hard to break the deadlock. The Emirates crowd could feel the momentum shifting, with the Gunners dominating possession and pressing Atletico deep into their half. Then came the moment that could have changed everything. Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal's summer signing who has quickly become a fan favorite for his strength, pace, and clinical finishing, drove into the box after combining beautifully with Bukayo Saka. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, Koke slid in recklessly from behind, clearly catching Gyökeres' right leg before making any contact with the ball. The stadium erupted in appeals. The Arsenal players immediately surrounded the referee, shouting and pointing to the spot. It looked like an obvious decision. Replays on the big screen showed Koke's boot making clear contact with Gyökeres' shin, sending the Swedish forward tumbling. The commentators on live television could hardly believe what they were seeing. "That's as clear a penalty as you'll ever see," one of them said. "If VAR doesn't give this, then what exactly is the point of having it?" But after a long delay and a tense VAR review, the referee signaled for play to continue. No penalty. The decision sent shockwaves through the stadium. Mikel Arteta stood on the touchline with his arms wide open, disbelief written all over his face. He shouted toward the fourth official, demanding an explanation, while the Arsenal bench looked on in utter frustration. Fans in the Emirates could hardly contain their anger, chanting "VAR is a joke" as the game resumed. It was a decision that changed everything. Arsenal, who had been growing in confidence, suddenly lost their rhythm, their concentration visibly shaken. Atletico, sensing the shift, began to counter-attack with renewed energy. And in cruel fashion, they took the lead just minutes later when Antoine Griezmann slipped a clever pass through to Alvaro Morata, who calmly slotted the ball past David Raya to make it 1-0. From domination to despair, Arsenal's night took a devastating turn. After the final whistle, social media exploded with reactions. Arsenal supporters from around the world voiced their outrage at what they called daylight robbery. Videos and slow-motion replays of Koke's foul on Gyökeres circulated online, leaving no doubt in most people's minds that the forward had been fouled. "It's unbelievable," one fan wrote. "He kicked Gyökeres' leg, not the ball. It's a penalty every day of the week. How can VAR miss that?" Even neutral fans and pundits were left baffled. Former Arsenal star Thierry Henry, working as a pundit, was visibly disappointed as he analyzed the footage. "You can see it clearly," he said. "There's contact, it's not shoulder to shoulder, it's not minimal. Koke hits his leg from behind. If this isn't a penalty, then football has a serious problem." VAR was brought in to fix these exact situations, but tonight it failed miserably. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta didn't hold back either in his post-match interview. His voice was calm, but his frustration was clear. "Everyone saw what happened," he said. "It's impossible to explain. Victor was clearly fouled. We have technology, we have replays, and yet we are still talking about human error. It's unacceptable. My players gave everything tonight, and they deserved fairness." The controversy has once again brought VAR under heavy scrutiny. Since its introduction, the system has been both praised and criticized, but decisions like this only deepen the skepticism surrounding its reliability. Many fans and analysts have begun to question whether the officials using VAR are consistent in applying the rules. Some have called for UEFA to release the audio of the VAR communication during the incident, demanding transparency in the decision-making process. For Arsenal, however, the damage is already done. What could have been a crucial penalty in a tight European game turned into heartbreak. The Gunners had controlled large portions of the match, showing confidence, flair, and tactical discipline. Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard dictated play, while Declan Rice and Thomas Partey battled fiercely in midfield. Gyökeres was a constant threat up front, troubling the Atletico defense with his physicality and sharp movement. But football can be cruel, and sometimes it's not the better team that wins, it's the one that benefits from fortune, or in this case, controversy. After the game, Gyökeres himself was visibly disappointed but showed class in his reaction. "I felt the contact, it was clear," he said. "But the referee made his decision. We can't change it now. We just have to focus on the next game." His composure and professionalism earned him praise from fans, even as they continued to vent their anger online. Atletico manager Diego Simeone, on the other hand, avoided the subject. When asked whether he thought it was a penalty, he simply smiled and said, "Football has moments. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't." His answer only fueled Arsenal fans' frustration, as many felt Simeone knew deep down that his side had escaped punishment. In the days following the match, the football world has continued to debate the incident. Video clips of Gyökeres' foul have been replayed millions of times on social media platforms, with fans and analysts dissecting every angle. Even rival club supporters admitted Arsenal had every right to feel aggrieved. One commentator summed it up perfectly: VAR has made football fairer in theory, but not in practice. When clear penalties like this are ignored, it undermines the entire purpose of the system. This latest controversy is far from the first time Arsenal have found themselves on the wrong side of a major refereeing decision. Over the years, Gunners fans have seen crucial moments go against them, from offside calls to missed handballs, but this one will be remembered as one of the most painful. It wasn't just about losing the match, it was about being denied justice in a game where they had done almost everything right. Still, amidst the anger and disappointment, Arsenal's spirit remains unbroken. Arteta gathered his players in the dressing room after the match and urged them to keep their heads up. "We keep believing," he told them. "We play our football. Nights like this only make us stronger." His words echoed through the squad, as players vowed to turn the frustration into motivation for their next fixture. As the debate over VAR rages on, one thing is certain: Arsenal were wronged on that night. The replay tells the truth, even if the officials refused to. Football fans everywhere witnessed it, and though the points may be gone, the memory of that injustice will linger long. For Arsenal, it was more than just a missed penalty, it was a reminder that even in the age of technology, fairness in football remains far from guaranteed. And as the Emirates faithful filed out of the stadium that night, shaking their heads and chanting "We were robbed," one question hung heavy in the air: how could VAR possibly miss that?